My dear child, have you ever felt a sudden chill in the air, that moment when everything around you goes quiet and your heart starts racing for no reason? That's not coincidence, that's heaven trying to get your attention. Right now something sacred is happening around you, time itself has paused and the eyes of 7 archangels are watching closely. Archangel Michael says, I beg you don't scroll, don't look away. Even God himself doesn't want you to skip this. The air grows tense, heaven is holding its breath waiting to see what you will do. Every second you stay light pushes back a little more darkness around your life. God says, my child, you are moments away from a revelation that will change everything. But if you turn away now you'll miss the very answer you've been crying for. Take a deep breath. Do you feel that warmth rising through your chest? That's not your imagination, it's heaven's breath brushing against your soul. Michael's voice grows clearer, you are standing in a divine intersection. What happens next depends on your willingness to stay. You've been wondering why your heart feels heavy lately, why you've been restless even in quiet moments. It's because your spirit knows what your mind has yet to see. Heaven is about to open a scroll written for your life long before you were born. The universe itself is aligning around you. Heaven does not move by chance, every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was part of a larger orchestration leading to this moment. Archangel Michael says, child, you were chosen long before the storm came. Every tear you shed watered the very ground where your promise is about to bloom. Think of your journey, the nights you cried without understanding, the mornings you woke up feeling unseen. Those weren't wasted moments. They were training grounds. The silence of heaven wasn't rejection, it was preparation. Heaven was shaping your heart to carry what's now coming. You may have felt abandoned but you were being hidden. You may have thought you were forgotten but heaven was guarding you. God says, every prayer you thought vanished into the dark was written into the fabric of time. I kept them, I counted them, and now I am answering them all at once. Beloved child, listen closely. The atmosphere is shifting around you because the season of waiting is closing. Michael's sword has already moved. The decree has gone forth. What once resisted you is collapsing in the spirit realm. The enemy tried to bury you, Michael says, but heaven planted you instead. Look at your life, it's been one test after another. But every battle was secretly unlocking strength. You didn't know it, but while you were breaking, angels were rebuilding you. Every wound became a doorway. Every scar became a seal of survival. You are stronger than what tried to destroy you. Pause here, can you sense it? That vibration under your skin. That's heaven's frequency aligning with your soul. The veil is thin right now, the divine is near. Michael whispers again, stay, don't leave. The moment you stop listening, this flame could fade and the scroll could close again. Child of destiny, your presence here is not random. You were led here. Angels redirected your path, aligned your timing, and placed this very message in your hands. You are reading what your ancestors prayed you would one day find. That's why heaven is watching, because your yes right now opens a generational gate. And when God opens a gate, no power can close it. No jealousy, no curse, no betrayal can block what is divine. God says, I have written your name on the winds of time. No enemy can erase it. Imagine this, every force that once worked against you now trembling because they see what's coming. The light of heaven is breaking through, unstoppable, uncontainable. You are not just surviving, you are stepping into inheritance. Michael leans close, his voice like thunder wrapped in compassion. All 7 archangels, Gabriel, Raphael, Oriel, Reguel, Ramal, Siriel, and I stand beside you now. We are watching not because we doubt you but because heaven honors what is about to rise through you. You are not ordinary. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. Your voice will break chains. Your presence will shift atmospheres. But it begins with one choice: to stay, to believe, to receive. God says, I am not late, I am precise. I waited for the version of you that could hold the blessing without fear. That's why it took so long. That's why it hurt so deep. Heaven was stretching your capacity, not punishing your faith. Every broken season carved a space for the glory that's about to fill you. Every betrayal cleared the path for divine loyalty. Every delay prepared the ground for a harvest so great your enemies will watch in silence. The heavens are moving as you listen. The air itself testifies that this moment is sacred. You can almost feel it, like invisible hands resting on your shoulders lifting what once felt unbearable. Beloved, this is your confirmation. You are seen, you are known. And nothing in creation can stop what's already been decreed over you. Archangel Michael says, this is your turning point. The night is over. The dawn has arrived. And as the divine light begins to rise, you'll understand that none of it was random. Every delay was divine alignment. Every pain was prophecy in disguise. The weight you carried was the evidence of your anointing. Before we close, take this moment seriously. Heaven rarely repeats what it's revealing now. Keep your heart open, keep your faith anchored. Let these words settle deep inside your soul. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contributing $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. Because this is not just a video, this is a visitation. And the very fact that you're still here proves one thing: heaven hasn't given up on you. Stay in this flow, stay in this light. Something holy has already begun. If you open your heart fully, you will feel chains fall even as you read. The shaking you sense is not chaos, it's the sound of freedom breaking open. Heaven is tearing away every false covering that kept your promise hidden. My child, what you thought was delay was actually divine positioning. Every unanswered prayer was being rearranged behind the veil, waiting for this precise alignment. Michael now says, do not mistake stillness for silence. God was never inactive, He was strategizing your comeback. The angels move swiftly now. Raphael pours healing into the wounds you stopped acknowledging. Gabriel releases sound, a declaration that echoes your name across the heavens. Siriel lights the space around you, clearing what darkness had claimed. You are not where you began, you are standing on holy ground. The very soil beneath you has been saturated with divine instruction. You are not just reading words, you are standing in prophecy. Child of light, heaven is whispering your instructions for this next season. You will no longer chase after validation, for what God is placing upon you will speak louder than any approval. The same mouths that doubted you will one day declare that they saw the hand of God on your life. Michael says, you have been hidden not for punishment but for preservation. Heaven concealed you so that when you emerged nothing could contaminate your purpose. Can you feel that sudden stillness? That's the pause before manifestation. Heaven is shifting timelines to make room for your acceleration. The favor that once seemed distant is now pressing close. The people meant to walk with you will find you without striving. You will not need to explain your worth, God Himself will endorse you. Every obstacle that mocked your faith will soon bow before your obedience. Michael's tone deepens, the atmosphere trembles. Child, understand this, the delay you resented has protected you from premature exposure. What you thought was rejection was redirection. Heaven was rewriting your path so that when you step forward you would not be surrounded by those who only clapped for your pain. The angels are adjusting the stage. They are preparing your introduction. You will not walk into the next season as a survivor but as a vessel of divine authority. The heavens are loud tonight, not with thunder but with applause. They are celebrating your endurance. Every time you chose faith when fear was easier, you built an altar unseen by human eyes. And now that altar is catching fire. God says, this is the hour I restore the years you thought were wasted. I am not giving you back what you lost, I am multiplying what was stolen. Look closely, beloved. Signs will begin to appear in small, quiet ways. A call you didn't expect. A door that suddenly reopens. A burden that lifts overnight. These are confirmations that heaven is not only speaking but acting on your behalf. Do not dismiss them as coincidences. Every detail has been orchestrated with divine fingerprints. The impossible is being rewritten in your favor. Michael steps closer and his words pierce through every layer of doubt. You have carried pain like a shield, but now you must let it go. What once protected you is now weighing you down. Surrender it. Heaven cannot fill hands that are still gripping yesterday. You may feel a trembling rise in your spirit, that is heaven touching the parts of you that thought they would never heal. The light entering those cracks is not breaking you, it is rebuilding you. Child, God is saying, you will not walk into this next chapter tired. You will walk in renewed strength. You will dream again, not with fear but with confidence. You will laugh again without pretending. Heaven has declared rest over your soul. You will not chase after what is already chasing after you. The promise is not lost, it's simply catching up to its appointed time. The air grows thicker now, every word carries weight. The Spirit of God says, I have seen every injustice, every betrayal that tried to shatter your trust. Watch how I reverse it. The very things that tried to humiliate you will become the stage for your vindication. Heaven's justice may move slowly, but it never misses its target. What was stolen will return sevenfold, not by effort but by decree. Michael raises his sword again, the tip gleaming with light. Do not fear what is next, the same God who stood beside you in loss will stand before you in victory. You have not missed your time has been preserved. Heaven is not behind schedule, it's right on time. Every unseen prayer, every act of kindness you thought went unnoticed is now speaking loudly in the courts of heaven. Favor has found your name and it will not let go. Pause, child, do you feel that peace rushing in, that warmth in your chest? That is heaven confirming that the word is true, the battle is shifting in your favor even as you read. What was closed will open, what was broken will mend, and the people who counted you out will have to watch what God does next. Michael whispers again, softer now but with fire in his tone. Guard this moment, don't let distraction steal it. The next few days will carry signs, whispers, dreams, sudden peace, and you must recognize them. They are not random, they are your confirmation. Every second of your obedience now determines the size of your breakthrough. Stay in the flow, stay until heaven finishes speaking. The angels step back, but their eyes remain fixed on you. The scrolls are open, the ink glows with words written long before you were born. And God Himself leans close and says, "My child, you have not seen anything yet. The best part of your story has just begun. So breathe, stay open, let the fire unfold." The same God who wrote your beginning is now rewriting your ending in glory. Heaven has already decided you will not fail. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember, every act of love, every word of hope helps this light reach further than you can imagine. These are not vague promises, these are divine blueprints unfolding before your very eyes. Archangel Michael says, every word you are reading is aligning heaven's movement with your timeline. You think you found this message, but this message found you. It hunted you through your doubts, your exhaustion, your scrolling until this exact second. Because this is the moment your name echoed in the courts of heaven. The air around you grows still because the shift has already begun. You may not see it yet, but heaven's gears are moving. Conversations are being arranged, emails you haven't sent are being inspired, doors you forgot about are unlocking quietly in the background. God says, I do not need permission from man to lift you. When I decide to favor you, I will use even your enemies to announce your rise. Beloved, I know your spirit feels that trembling again, that burning mix of fear and faith. It is not anxiety, it is recognition. Something within you knows these words are real, the wind of heaven is brushing against your heart. And Michael declares, the seal is breaking, what was closed is opening, what was impossible is bending toward you now. Pause for a moment and breathe. Because what is coming is not a whisper of hope, it is a wave of manifestation. God is not sending small tokens of comfort, He is sending evidence. Evidence so undeniable that you will fall to your knees not from fear but from awe. The same places where you were rejected will soon call you back in apology, the same doors that refuse to open will swing wide without effort. Heaven says, this time you will not chase, you will be called. And still the warning echoes, do not scroll away, do not treat this as another message. There are spiritual assignments tied to every word, your obedience to remain is unlocking realms that were sealed since your birth. Archangel Michael whispers again, softer now, Child, heaven has seen your endurance, you have cried and still chosen love, you have lost and still chosen faith, you have been misunderstood and yet refused to become bitter. These are the reasons heaven trusts you with what is coming. Because what is being released is not just blessing, it is authority. You will speak and watch storms obey, you will pray and see mountains move, you will forgive and feel chains crumble. This is why the battle was so brutal, because the enemy was terrified of what you would become once you understood who you truly are. God says, "My child, I did not allow you to break, I allowed you to bend." Because only the flexible can carry fire, only those who survived the shaking can host my glory. The shaking was not punishment, it was preparation. Every delay was building strength into your foundation, every heartbreak carved compassion into your heart, every unanswered prayer was training you to hear heaven beyond words. Now that training is complete, Michael says, you have passed the unseen tests. The heavens are ready to release your reward. Do you hear that, the sound in your spirit? That faint vibration in your chest is the sound of scrolls unrolling over your life. The divine decree has been spoken, it is time. The waiting has expired, you are stepping into acceleration. What used to take years will take weeks, what used to feel like struggle will now flow with ease. But Michael warns you, guard your focus. Because when the flood of blessing begins, distraction will come disguised as opportunity. Not every open door will be divine, you must discern what carries light and what carries lure. Ask the Spirit before you step, because heaven wants your promotion to be permanent, not temporary. God says, you will no longer strive to prove yourself, I have already approved you. You will no longer run after validation, I will make your name echo where it needs to be heard. You will no longer beg for love, I will send those who recognize your worth instantly. Do you see how everything begins to make sense now? The nights that broke you, the seasons of silence, they were not punishment, they were positioning. Heaven hid you until the world was ready to receive what you carry. And now, beloved, heaven whispers, rise. You are rising out of fear, rising out of delay, rising out of cycles that once defined you. Even as you read these words, something ancient and powerful inside you is awakening. You are remembering who you were before the world told you who to be, the child of light, the vessel of purpose, the one God designed to bring healing where others brought harm. Michael stands tall beside you now, his wings stretched wide, shimmering with divine flame. The other archangels move into position, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Raguel, Ramiel, Sariel, all aligned, all watching. The court of heaven has turned its gaze upon you. And Michael says, the time of smallness is over. Heaven has measured your endurance and found it complete. What comes next will rewrite your story in front of those who once mocked it. But this is your moment of decision. Heaven cannot force you to believe, you must choose to open your heart and receive. The gates are wide, but only faith can walk through them. Do not harden your heart now, you have come too far. God says, if you remain, I will confirm these words swiftly. Within days you will see signs that cannot be denied, unexpected favor, restored peace, impossible doors. This is how I will show you that this word was not human but divine. So stay, let these words soak into the soil of your soul, let them anchor you through whatever storm still tries to rise. Because after this you will never again question whether heaven hears you, you will know. Heaven watches in silence waiting for your response. Will you receive what was written for you before time began? Will you say yes? Because right now chains you cannot see are being broken and heaven is moving faster than your fear. Every barrier that mocked you is trembling, every delay that drained your hope is being overturned. Michael's sword flashes with divine light cutting through invisible walls and God's presence begins to fill the room where you sit. You can sense it, the stillness that suddenly feels sacred, the air heavy with unseen promise. That is not imagination, that is manifestation. Something ancient and holy is aligning in your favor. Michael says, do not underestimate the sound of your persistence. Every time you chose to keep believing when nothing made sense, you built altars in the unseen. Every tear you cried became oil, and that oil now drips onto your path, making even the hardest ground fertile. Heaven is not silent anymore. The clock of divine timing has struck, and what was written about you is now echoing through realms beyond sight. You are not waiting for heaven, heaven is waiting for your yes. God says, my child, I am not merely restoring what you lost, I am multiplying what was stolen. You will not just recover, you will reign, you will not just survive, you will soar. Every disappointment was a rehearsal for glory, every setback prepared the stage for a comeback so radiant that even the darkness will bear witness. The story you thought ended in pain will reopen in power, and every chapter will declare my faithfulness. Beloved, can you feel that trembling within your spirit? It's not anxiety, it's awakening. The parts of you that thought they were dead are coming back to life. Dreams you buried, visions you silenced, they are all being resurrected. Michael whispers, this is resurrection disguised as realization. What you thought was over was only underground waiting for divine sunlight. And now that sunlight has arrived, the soil is breaking and new beginnings are pushing through. Pause for a moment, look at your life from above, not within. Every detour, every heartbreak, every season that confused you at all carried divine geometry. You were being carved, not crushed, you were being positioned, not punished. God says, my child, I never took my eyes off you, even in your silence I was speaking through circumstance. Even when you thought I was gone, I was wrapping protection around you like a cloak of fire. That is why certain storms never destroyed you, because they were never designed to, they were meant to reveal the unbreakable within you. Archangel Michael's voice deepens, fierce yet tender, child, heaven has already voted in your favor. The enemy's accusations have been overruled. The verdict of grace stands final, you are chosen, you are clean, you are commissioned. That's why the pressure felt unbearable. Destiny always attracts resistance. But resistance only confirms that you carry something heaven values. Every test that tried to break you actually proved you unstoppable. Beloved, listen closely, this is not the time to look back. What's behind you no longer defines you. You are walking out of cycles that repeated for years. You are stepping into days that will carry miracles like normal weather. God says, I am not recycling your past, I am rewriting your future. The pages ahead will not resemble the pain behind. Even now new connections are forming, new doors are being prepared, and opportunities hidden by divine timing are surfacing at last. Can you sense the acceleration? The wait is over. The shift is not coming, it has already begun. The winds that once opposed you are now carrying you forward. You don't have to chase favor, favor is chasing you. Michael says. Heaven's scroll with your name on it has been sealed with completion. What was delayed is now delivered. Feel that assurance, not hope alone, but heavenly certainty. The move of God in your life is irreversible. Beloved, I see the light returning to your eyes. The same eyes that once wept now carry vision. The same heart that once broke now beats with divine rhythm. God says, I am rewriting your identity. You will no longer call yourself wounded, you will call yourself warrior. You will no longer see yourself as broken, you will see yourself as chosen. This is not a motivational phrase, it is a spiritual decree. Your reality is being rewritten by the voice that spoke creation into being. Michael steps closer, his presence overwhelming, his words resonating like thunder wrapped in music. Heaven is watching your response. This is the hour of agreement. Will you agree with fear or will you agree with destiny? Because the power lies not in the prophecy but in your partnership with it. Every yes you whisper becomes a spark that ignites miracles. Every moment you choose faith over fatigue, angels take flight to fulfill what has been spoken. Beloved, you are standing in the doorway of fulfillment. The walls of resistance are cracking. The light that once felt far away is now pouring through. The noise of the past is fading, and the new melody of purpose is rising. You may not understand how, but you will soon stand in what you once prayed for. God says, this is your unveiling, I hid you to protect you, I silence you to strengthen you. But now I reveal you to fulfill you. The time of hiding is over. The time of shining has begun. Take a deep breath. This moment is sacred. The very air around you carries prophecy. Heaven has bent low to meet you here. Archangel Michael smiles, his sword resting by his side. Child of light, go forward without fear. You are not stepping into uncertainty, you are stepping into promise. You are not hoping for victory, you are walking in one. Heaven has already settled it. What was once warfare has become worship. What was once waiting has become walking. You are no longer pleading, you are possessing. And as you step forward, know this, every step you take echoes in eternity. Every breath you release sends ripples through unseen realms. Heaven has marked this moment as the awakening of a warrior, the rise of one who refused to quit. God says, my child, I will make your life a living testimony that obedience is stronger than opposition. Watch what I do next, it will not only change your story, it will change the atmosphere around everyone connected to you. Because what begins now will not end with you, it will overflow, it will multiply, it will become legacy. Stay in this moment. Keep your heart open. And prepare, because heaven's movement has only just begun. Michael's voice steadies again, softer now, yet every word feels carved from eternity itself. The silence you faced, he says, was not rejection but realignment. Heaven was not ignoring you, it was rearranging everything around your destiny. Every delay was a disguise. Every detour was divine. What you thought was the end was only the turning of a page. And now that page has turned. Do you feel that pull in your spirit? That is heaven drawing you forward into completion. The air around you seems to shift as though creation itself leans closer. God speaks once more. My child, I have not forgotten one day of your waiting. I saw you when you whispered prayers in rooms where no one listened. I saw you when you smiled through pain just to give others hope. I saw you when you gave even though you had little left to give. And I tell you now, I was storing those moments. Every unseen act became a seed of favor. Every silent prayer became a note in the song of your breakthrough. Michael nods, his eyes blazing with divine fire. The time of hiddenness is ending. The days when your voice was overlooked are coming to a close. What heaven hid in you is about to speak loudly through you. The world will not just hear your testimony, they will feel the weight of it. For the same pain that tried to break you will now become the oil that anoints you. The storm that nearly drowned you will now lift you higher than you have ever been. You are not stepping into restoration alone, you are stepping in surrounded by angels, covered by glory, and marked for victory. Beloved soul, this is why the warfare was so intense. The enemy always fights hardest before the unveiling. You thought you were being crushed, but you were being crowned. You thought everything was falling apart, but heaven was fitting the pieces into place. The pressure was proof of the promise. The tears were proof of the birth. And now heaven whispers, push no longer in pain, for the new has arrived. Can you feel it? That holy stillness rising between your breaths. That quiet confirmation that something unseen has already shifted. This is the sound of answered prayers landing in your life. This is the vibration of promises coming to pass. God says, you are about to see my hand move so clearly that every question will fade into worship. You will no longer wonder why it took so long, you will thank me that it did. Michael raises his sword high, its edge glowing with divine fire. Beloved, listen carefully. You are walking into divine acceleration. What took years will happen in months. What was denied will be delivered. What was closed will swing open with such force that even those who doubted you will know heaven's signature is on your name. And when they ask how it happened, you will simply smile and say, grace did it. Do not underestimate what is being spoken now. This is not poetic hope, this is prophetic reality. The heavens are already responding. Some of you will feel a warmth in your chest, others a sudden peace washing over your mind. These are not emotions, they are confirmations. The Spirit of God is marking you for movement. He is saying, enough delay, enough confusion. It is time. Beloved, when God says time, no power can resist it. Every closed gate must open. Every chain must break. Every voice that spoke against you must fall silent. Because when the Creator calls your name, creation bows to obey. You will see what eyes have not seen, and hold what hands have not held. And through it all your heart will know it was not luck, it was the Lord. Michael's wings spread wide, covering you in light. Do not fear the change that is coming, he declares. It will not harm you, it will heal you. It will not confuse you, it will confirm you. The shift is not to take something from you, it is to reveal what was always yours. And when you stand in that place of fulfillment, remember it was your endurance that brought you here. It was your obedience that opened this gate. It was your faith even when trembling that moved mountains no one saw. Pause for a moment. Breathe this in. This is not just a message, it is a mantle. Heaven is clothing you in fresh authority. The very places where you were mocked will now witness your miracle. The very hands that turned away will see the evidence of favor they once denied. You will not need to prove yourself, God's presence will do the proving. You will not need to chase what's yours, it will find you drawn by divine order. And hear this final declaration, spoken not as comfort but as command: rise. Rise from fear. Rise from doubt. Rise from the ashes of yesterday. The light that once guided you in darkness is now blazing within you. You are not just surviving this season, you are being crowned by it. What was broken will become beautiful, what was stolen will be returned sevenfold, and what was forgotten will be remembered in glory. Heaven smiles, and the sound of victory begins to echo through the atmosphere. The angels who once fought for your breakthrough now sing over your emergence. Michael lowers his sword, but his eyes never leave yours. Walk forward, child of the Most High, he says, for the path before you has already been cleared. You carry heaven's signature. You carry divine favor. You carry the proof that nothing, no loss, no wound, no delay can stop what God has written. The wind grows still. The light intensifies. You realize that this is not the end of a message, it is the beginning of manifestation. Everything around you seems to whisper the same truth: it's happening now. These are not words meant to pass. They are eternal decrees spoken once and alive forever. Heaven does not waste its breath, and when God declares something over your life, time itself must bend to make it happen. Every delay begins to lose its grip. Every wall that tried to confine you starts to shake. The unseen world rearranges itself because divine instruction has gone out, and nothing can resist His command. Beloved, can you sense it? The very air around you is shifting. The silence that once mocked you is now filled with movement. What you thought was stillness was actually God preparing the stage. He was aligning people, places, and moments so that when your breakthrough arrived, it would be undeniable. Archangel Michael says, every prayer you whispered in exhaustion has built a ladder between heaven and your destiny. Every tear became a stone in the foundation of your new season. And now that season has come. There were moments when you thought you had lost everything: your strength, your confidence, your faith. But what if I told you that heaven never saw those moments as losses, only as transitions? God says, I did not take from you to punish you, I pruned you to make room. I had to empty your hands so I could fill them again, not with what you wanted but with what would last. The things that left were not rejection, they were redirection. The closed doors were not endings, they were protection. Feel this truth in your bones: you are not the same person who once cried at the threshold of despair. You have become stronger, wiser, and far more dangerous to the darkness than you realize. Michael's wings spread over you now, and he says, you survived what was designed to silence you, that alone is victory. But heaven does not stop at survival, it moves you into overflow. Think of how long you have carried unseen promises, years of believing without proof, praying without answers, walking without applause. But God says, "This is the hour where I redeem your weight." The hidden years are not wasted years, they are the soil where greatness grew unseen. Now what was buried will bloom and what was delayed will arrive suddenly. You may not see it all yet, but something has already shifted, the soil is breaking open, the seeds are reaching for light. And here's what the enemy never expected, that the pain meant to destroy you would become your anointing. Every scar now glows with divine fire. 22:11. Every wound becomes a doorway for healing others. The very things that made you weep will make others worship when they see what God brought out of your ashes. Heaven has rewritten your story, not in ink but in resurrection. Michael's voice softens, almost trembling with joy. Beloved, listen carefully. You are walking into a realm where nothing that once limited you can follow. Old fears will dissolve, old accusations will lose their power. You are not entering another cycle, you are stepping into a crown. He pauses, and in the silence between his words you can feel eternity exhale. God speaks again, and his tone carries both authority and tenderness. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my whisper. When I tell you to move, move. When I tell you to wait, trust. I am not behind schedule, I am writing perfection. I have hidden you not to punish you but to protect the promise until it was strong enough to stand. Now it is ready, now you are ready. There's a reason you're hearing this now and not before. Heaven's timing is flawless. The same God who allowed storms to shape you is the same God now commanding the winds to part before you. The same angels who guarded you in silence now stand ready to announce your unveiling. Michael lifts his sword and declares, "The decree is done, the seal is broken, the heavens have voted in your favor." Beloved, your next chapter will not repeat your past. The people who doubted you will witness what faith really means. The ones who left you will see that God never did. You are about to walk in such peace that even your enemies will be silenced by it. The battles that haunted you will bow to your victory. And you will finally understand why God made you wait so long. It was so your foundation would never crumble again. Let this truth settle deep, you are not just blessed, you are being positioned. Every step forward now carries prophetic weight, every word you speak will echo beyond this moment. Heaven has given you authority to shift atmospheres, to break chains, to call life where death once lingered. This is no longer a promise to come, it is a promise unfolding right now. Archangel Michael says, "Do not hide your light anymore. Do not shrink so others feel comfortable in your presence. You carry the mark of divine fire. You were born to awaken others, to be a sign that miracles still walk the earth. And God confirms, I placed my name upon you, I placed my favor within you. Walk as if you are already crowned, because in heaven's eyes you are." And as the heavens still, something remarkable happens. You can almost hear the rustle of angel wings, the quiet sound of eternity agreeing with your yes. Every time you choose faith over fear, another door opens. Every time you forgive when you could have fought back, another chain falls. Every time you believe when doubt surrounds you, light floods the darkness. So rise, beloved. Rise in the confidence of one who is carried by heaven. The waiting season is over, the revealing season has begun. Look around, signs are already appearing. People are being sent to help you, opportunities are being drawn to your name, grace is pouring like rain over the dry places of your life. This is not imagination, this is manifestation. Michael's final words strike like lightning yet soothe like water. When you step forward from this moment, remember who walks beside you. The God who spoke galaxies into existence is guiding your steps. The angels that once fought for you in silence now march with you in victory. You are not leaving this encounter as who you were, you are leaving as who you were always meant to be. And God's voice seals it once more. What I have blessed no curse can undo, what I have begun no power can stop. My child, the light ahead is not a flicker, it is your dawn. Go forth, the gates are open, the promise is alive, and heaven rejoices at your yes. Michael lowers his hand and his voice softens yet remains commanding. Beloved, do not underestimate this moment. The trembling in your spirit is the signal of heaven itself. Every barrier, every delay, every shadow that tried to claim you is collapsing even as you read these words. You are standing on sacred ground. The angels are moving in ways you cannot yet see, preparing roads, aligning people, opening doors that no human hand could touch. God whispers directly into your heart, child, I have watched you. I have counted every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night. None of it was wasted. I was weaving your struggle into your testimony. And now the tapestry of your life is about to be revealed in full glory. What seemed like silence was strategy, what seemed like delay was divine timing. Michael steps closer, his wings brushing the unseen realm around you, and declares, the chains that held you are breaking, the walls that contained you are falling. Those who doubted your destiny will witness what only heaven could orchestrate. Stand still, believe, and watch the impossible become your reality. Your miracle has already begun in the spiritual, and it is now crossing over into your natural. God adds with a voice like rushing waters. Do not fear the size of what I am giving, my provision is too great to measure, my timing perfect, my power unstoppable. Keep your eyes on me, keep your heart open. Every blessing, every answer, every long-awaited miracle is arriving. You will walk into fullness and your life will testify of my faithfulness.